Welcome back to the Deep Dive. This is where we sift through sources, notes, research, all sorts of things, and really try to pull out the key insights for you. And today, we're diving into something, something many of us can't really imagine starting our day without.
Right. That morning cup.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Coffee.
Yeah.
But have you ever stopped to wonder why some cups are just amazing? They wake you up, they taste incredible, and then others, they just fall flat.
It tastes kind of knocks off, yeah.
Yeah. And what actually makes it perfect? Is it just the caffeine buzz, or is there more going on?
Well, that's exactly what we're digging into today. We're going to, pull back the curtain a bit, look at the chemistry, the physics, even a bit of the psychology behind brewing that favorite mug.
Okay.
Think of this as a shortcut, maybe, to understanding how simple beans and water become this really complex, satisfying thing. And there are some genuinely surprising facts along the way.
All right, I'm ready. Let's unpack this. Let's get into the science of coffee. Okay, so starting at the beginning, the beans, right? Yeah. That's the core of it. And one thing that really jumped out at me, just showing how complex coffee is, apparently it has over 800 aroma compounds. Did you know that?
It's incredible, isn't it?
More than wine. It really makes you stop and think, what is actually in there?
It's an amazing number, yeah. And the basis for all that complexity, it really comes down to the two main types, the two species of coffee beans we usually drink.
Right.
You've got Arabica, which is, prized everywhere for being sweeter, more aromatic, lots of nuanced flavor.
So that's the sort of fancy stuff.
Kinda, yeah. It's got more sugars, these delicate oils. They develop into those nice floral or fruity notes when you roast them. Then you've got Robusta.
Okay.
And like the name suggests, it's tougher, hardier plant, stronger taste, often more bitter, and here's the kicker, nearly double the caffeine.
Double.
Yeah. So Robusta often gives espresso that nice crema, that thick foam, and adds that real intense, bold base, sometimes earthy flavors. So, Arabica is more about refinement. Robusta brings the bunch.
That makes sense. So if someone likes a really dark, strong-tasting coffee, are they maybe getting more Robusta without even realizing it? Or does it depend on how you brew it, too?
That's a great point. Often, yeah, darker roasts, especially blends for espresso, might use more Robusta for exactly that reason, the boldness, the caffeine. But it's not like one is just inherently better. It depends what you want, right? Arabica really shines in things like a pour-over where you can taste those delicate notes.
Okay.
Robusta, though, with that density and crema, it's often essential for a really good, strong espresso shot. So knowing this helps you choose beans for your specific brew method and taste preference.
Okay, so you've picked your beans. Now comes the roasting part.
Yeah.
This is where I think it gets really interesting, because it's not just about making the beans brown, is it? It kicks off this massive chemical reaction, the Maillard reaction.
Exactly, the Maillard reaction. It's the same thing that makes toast brown and delicious, or gives a steak that seared crust. It's absolutely fundamental to creating coffee flavor.
So it's like cooking the bean, basically.
Precisely. That reaction, plus caramelization of sugars, transforms the simple stuff inside the raw bean sugars, amino acids, into hundreds of new complex flavor compounds.
Wow.
And how you control that process, the temperature, the time, what we call the roast curve, that directly shapes the final taste.
Right.
So a light roast, you heat it less for a shorter time. It keeps more of the bean's original acidity, those fruity notes. It's almost like tasting the coffee cherry itself.
Okay, interesting.
Then move to a medium roast. That's often seen as the sweet spot. More balanced. Sugars are fully developed, but not burnt. And a dark roast. You push those reactions further. Sugars break down more. You get those bold, smoky, sometimes bittersweet flavors people often associate with strong coffee. It's really quite scientific, not just art. It dictates how flavors extract when you brew.
Now, something I bet most people, myself included, barely think about. Water.
Ah, yes. Crucial.
It's kind of mind-blowing when you realize coffee is, 98% water?
Pretty much, yeah.
So the quality of your water is almost entirely deciding the quality of your coffee. Makes you think about what's coming out of the tap, doesn't it?
It absolutely should, and it raises that key question. What is good water for coffee, scientifically?
Right.
Well, it comes down to things like mineral content. Is it hard water, soft water? What's the pH level? Is there any chlorine in there? All of that massively impacts the taste.
So what's the ideal then?
Ideally, you want water that's relatively soft, filtered to remove chlorine, and with a pH around 6.5 to 7. So neutral, basically, or just slightly acidic.
And what happens if it's not ideal? Like if my water is really hard?
Good question. If it's too hard, those excess minerals can actually sort of grab onto the coffee's flavor compounds and mute them.
Oh.
Yeah, so the coffee tastes dull, flat, just not vibrant. But on the flip side, if your water is too soft, like distilled water with almost no minerals, it doesn't extract properly either. It can make the coffee taste thin, kind of lifeless. It needs some minerals to interact with the coffee grounds effectively.
Wow. So that explains why coffee can taste different when you travel.
Often, yeah. The water is very frequently the prime culprit. It's like the invisible conductor of the coffee orchestra, you know? If it's out of tune, the whole thing suffers.
Okay, so water's critical. Building on that, let's talk ratio. Coffee to water.
Yes, the blueprint.
This seems like another place where things can easily go wrong. Get this wrong, and even the best beans and perfect water won't save your cup right.
Absolutely right. Precision here really pays off. The generally accepted ideal range is somewhere between 1 to 15 and 1 to 18, meaning 1 gram of coffee grounds for every 15 to 18 grams of water. Think of it as the concentration level.
Okay.
If you use too little coffee or too much water, that's under extraction.
That tastes
sour, weak, watery. You just haven't dissolved enough of the good stuff.
Right. And the opposite. Too much coffee.
That's over-extraction. You pull out too much, including the nasty bitter compounds. So the coffee tastes harsh, maybe burnt, overwhelmingly bitter.
Okay, so how do you get it right consistently?
Honestly, my strongest advice is use a digital scale, just a simple kitchen scale.
Yeah.
Weigh your beans, weigh your water.
Takes the guesswork out.
Completely. It makes it repeatable, scientific, not just hoping for the best. Your taste buds will definitely thank you for it.
Okay, so good beans, roasted well, perfect water, nailed the ratio. We're getting there.
We are.
But wait, different ways of making coffee, like espresso versus a French press. They need different approaches, right? It's not one size fits all for grind size or how long you brew it.
Not at all. You've got to tailor it. It's all about the science of extraction for that specific method.
Okay, give me some examples.
Sure. Espresso. That needs a really fine grind, almost like powder.
Right.
Because you're forcing hot water through it under high pressure very quickly, like 25 to 30 seconds. That fine grind gives lots of surface area for fast extraction.
Makes sense. What about, say, a French press?
Totally different beast. You need a much coarser grind, kind of like coarse salt or breadcrumbs.
Why coarse?
Because it steeps in the water for much longer, usually around 4 minutes. It's full immersion. If you used a fine grind, it would massively over-extract and you'd get a really silty, muddy cup.
I got it. And pour over. That's popular.
Pour over typically uses a medium fine grind, maybe like table salt. The brew time is usually around 2 to 3 minutes, letting the water flow through at a controlled rate for a clean, balanced cup.
Okay, so grind size matches, brew time and method. What about water temperature? You mentioned that.
Yes. Temperature is super critical and maybe the thing most homebrewers get wrong.
Really? What's the ideal?
The sweet spot is pretty tight. Between 90 and 96 degrees Celsius, that's about 195 to 205 Fahrenheit.
And if it's too hot? They're boiling.
Too hot, definitely over 96°, you risk scorching the grounds. You extract too many bitter compounds too quickly. Bitter coffee.
Yes. And too cool.
Too cool, say below 90°, and you won't extract enough of the desirable flavors. You end up with a flat, weak, sort of underdeveloped taste. So yeah, that temperature window is really important for hitting the right extraction.
Okay, this next point, it actually blew my mind a little bit. Freshness.
Ah, yes, the invisible ingredient.
Get this. Apparently, coffee can lose something like 70% of its aroma within just 15 minutes of being ground.
It's a staggering number, is it?
70%
Yeah.
in 15 minutes. That just hammers home how vital freshness is, especially for keeping all those complex aromas we talked about earlier.
It really does. It shows coffee isn't just a stable, dry thing. It's full of volatile compounds. Those are the aroma molecules, and they escape really fast once the bean is broken open by grinding.
So what's the practical advice then? How do we keep it fresh?
Okay, key things. First, buy whole beans whenever possible.
Right.
Second, and this is crucial, only grind the amount you need right before you brew. Don't grind it all at once.
Okay, grind on demand. What about storing the beans?
Store them in an airtight container. Opaque is best to keep light out too. Light and air are the enemies.
Fridge, freezer, yes or no?
Big no. Definitely do not refrigerate or freeze your beans, especially in your everyday fridge or freezer.
Why not? I thought that kept things fresh.
The problem is moisture and condensation. When you take them in and out, moisture gets on the beans, and that actually ruins the flavor oils and speeds up oxidation. Plus, coffee easily absorbs odors from your fridge.
Ah, okay. So airtight, dark container, room temperature.
Exactly. That's the best way to preserve those amazing volatile aroma compounds that make coffee taste so good.
So we've really dug into the science of the perfect cup beans, roast, water, ratio, grind, temp, freshness. But coffee's story is much bigger than just our kitchen counter, isn't it? It has this huge global impact.
Oh, absolutely. Its influence on history, economics, even our health. It's quite remarkable when you zoom out. We found some pretty surprising facts.
Okay, let's hear them. Rapid fire.
All right. Fact 1. Think about global trade. Coffee is the second most traded commodity in the entire world.
Second only to
Oil.
wow. That's huge. Shows its economic power.
Massive. Millions rely on it for their livelihood. Okay, fact 2. Health benefits. Beyond just waking you up, studies suggest moderate coffee drinking might actually lower the risk of neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's.
Really, that's encouraging.
Yeah, ongoing research there. Fact 3, a bit of historical trivia. The composer Beethoven, apparently he was incredibly particular about his coffee.
How so?
He insisted on using exactly 60 beans per cup. Counted them out.
60 beans. Talk about precision brewing.
Right. Okay, fact 4, the origin story. The legend goes that coffee was discovered way back, maybe 9th century Ethiopia, by a goat herder named Kaldi.
Goats discovered coffee.
Kind of. He noticed his goats got super energetic, practically dancing, after eating berries from a certain bush. So he tried them himself.
That's a great story. And number 5.
Number 5, more recent science. A big Harvard study back in 2015 found a correlation, basically, that regular coffee drinkers, statistically, tend to live longer.
Longer life. Okay, I'll take another cup. These facts really do paint a bigger picture. History, economy, health. It's more than just a drink.
It truly is a complex little bean with a massive footprint.
This has been fascinating, looking at all the science, the history.
Yeah.
But there's another layer, isn't there? Coffee isn't just about the chemistry or the caffeine kick. There's something more human about it. The ritual.
Absolutely. That's a great point to bring up. Beyond all the tangible science, there's a really significant psychological and social aspect to coffee that we often overlook.
Like the morning ritual.
Exactly. For so many people, it's that first conscious act of the day. A quiet moment, a pause before things get hectic. It's like an anchor, sometimes described as a hug in a mug, right?
Yeah, I like that. It feels like that sometimes.
And it connects people, too. Think about it. Let's grab a coffee. It's how ideas get sparked, friendships form, deals get done. Cafes are literally built around this social connection.
The coffee break at work.
Mm-hmm. And even just the act of making it, especially if you do something like a pour over, that deliberate process, the grinding, the smell, it can be quite mindful. It slows you down for a minute, helps you focus.
That's true. I definitely feel that when I take the time to make it properly.
So yeah, it's more than just a delivery system for caffeine. It's woven into our daily routines, our social interactions, our sense of well-being in ways we don't always consciously recognize. It's a ritual, a connector, a little moment of pleasure. Hashtag text, hashtag outro.
Wow. So when you really break it down like this, you can see there's just so much going on behind that simple cup of coffee we grab every morning. There's complex chemistry, there's physics, there's real care needed, and a whole lot of science involved in that daily ritual.
Definitely. From the specific bean and how it was roasted to the water you use, getting that ratio just right, the grind, the temperature, even how you store it.
Every step matters.
Every single step has a profound impact on what ends up in your cup.
So knowing all this now, it kind of makes you think, doesn't it?
It really does. And it leads to a good question for everyone listening. How might your approach change? Maybe you'll, dust off that scale or finally get a water filter.
Or maybe just pause for an extra second to really taste it, appreciate the aroma.
Exactly. Just appreciate the complexity a bit more.
Well, this has been incredibly insightful. Lots to think about for my next brew. Until next time.
Stay curious.
Stay caffeinated and curious.